Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel's Finding Value. We're going to do oil and natural gas daily technical analysis update. And I'll be honest, guys, oil's surprising me. It just continues to roll higher here. And yeah, we've broken out of a pattern, kind of expected that we roll higher. But, when I look at it at night, it looks like it's going to go down. And somehow it keeps pulling out these up days. So again, I'll give you my financial opinion. Let's jump in right here. This is crude oil. Crude oil is looking really good. It finished strong today too. It's at $120 a barrel. Would I have guessed this looking at these little wicks at the top here? No, because one, we sold back off and then we got bought back up last trading session, not this past one, but one before. And the momentum, I thought, man, maybe we're going to get a little bit of selling pressure here. And no, the buyers came in and are ripping it higher. It's almost like we have low inventories and the inventories aren't improving. But these people come out and they say that oil is overpriced. And you know what? Doesn't matter because the inventories are going down. It's not overpriced. We're going higher, guys. So now we're just debating what's the best way to play this. Well, the explorers are doing quite well. We've got natural gas. Natural gas is putting in a big pattern too. And I do think eventually this will break on up. We could get a false little breakdown here where everybody will call it poo-poos themselves. They'll say, oh no, it's breaking down. And then it'll rip it higher. It'll be a false breakout. It'll get everybody moving left when it's about to move right. They like hitting those stop losses under here. So be careful on that. XOP, yeah, you know me, heading higher, looking good. Very strong. Nice strong finish too. SM Energy moving higher. Wow. This is a closing at $50. We went up and touched 53 on this everyone needs to buy it day, retail jumping in. But this looks like it's ready to go higher. This could be a first leg of a move, and then we go into another third leg. We'll see. Again, I'm not the Elliott wave expert, but it sure looks good to me. CDEV moving higher, looking good. Back above the pattern. Everything looks kosher there. Crew Energy just moving sideways, getting a little bit of a selling day today. Again, it looks really good on a long-term perspective, guys. Look at this thing. Little down day on the month, but we could easily correct that here with some up days here. This is Callon Petroleum. Again, we've bounced and hit our head again. We bounced back below it. I still like this company. It still looks good. Athabasca stretching out its legs, doing some cheetah things, looking really good. I like Athabasca. Recaf just moving sideways again. This is marching to a different drum beat. It's an Explorer. Crescent Point Energy, like no one would have guessed this. We broke out and we're saying hallelujah. Yeah, I can't even say it. It's moving higher, looking good, finishing strong. Northern Oil and Gas finishing strong today. Looks good. Looks good. GTE, oh wow, that finished strong as well. All these are breaking these big patterns, guys. You start breaking these big patterns where these resistance levels are at, you're going to start getting some runs. So as long as oil remains robust, I think that these companies will be robust in their movements. They're looking really good. This looks good too, Tellurian. And what I'm seeing is this pattern here that I see all the time. I always see that inverted, so that looks good. Pedevco moving higher, up 6.85, bouncing off that support, looking really good. We've got Oasis moving on higher, looking good, finishing strong, being the superstar that it is. CRK, yeah. This guy's got me a little confused. I want it to go down because I want to buy more, but it keeps going up. This is a strong day. SD moving higher. Wow. Looking fantastic. Sandridge, this is at all-time highs. Really looking good. Ring Energy moving higher. Again, it's got a little bit of stickiness left in this thing. Once it breaks, I think we'll see a big move higher. Surge Energy, surging higher. 0.97. It's not really a huge surge, but that one looks good. Tamarack Valley breaking away. This is a big bullish engulfing. Probably going to move higher. If oil moves higher, these are all going to look really good. Crescent Energy just needs to break, get above, get into these new highs. Vermilion Energy moving on up. That one looks good. And then Meg Energy up towards the top here looks really good. We've got OIH looking fantastic, putting in a big, nice bullish candlestick. We still are just broken out of this downtrend. So it's still young in its move, guys. You're not missing anything. I do think the money flows are going to come over here and start flooding into energy service companies as soon as everyone figures out that renewables are not a viable replacement for oil and natural gas. At least not yet. Tetra Technologies, again, I think this thing looks fantastic. We are going to break out of all these. This is a huge resistance area that we're in, however you look at it. Once we break through all this, it's going to be glorious. Looking at rig heading a little bit higher. We'll zoom in. It doesn't look bad. I like it. Pump getting pumped up. I always say that. Just moving sideways today. EXTN moving sideways. A little bit of selling pressure there. Valaris, it's broken out. Maybe it's doing a little retest here before we keep going higher. MMA offshore looking good. Well, it's a little bit of a sell-off here. It's not looking as good as I thought. It might pull back a little bit. Tidewater moving sideways. Next year, Oilfield Solutions breaking out of that resistance line. And when we break out of these, usually you get large, we'll call it dislocations, where the buyers overwhelm the sellers and it breaks. That's what happened today. Looks really good. KLXC, ClickC, we're going to start calling you ClickC. This is at the resistance line, this green line. If you look, it hit here, it hit here, it hit through here, it almost touched it, it hit there, it hit there. This is a really strong resistance area. I think once we break through this, we could see some extensione. And what does that mean? It means we extend with some good price movement higher. But we got to break through it. It's going to be sticky for a little bit. CHX, another one that's breaking to the upside, looks fantastic. Cactus Energy just moving sideways. 9 breaking. It's breaking, guys. Here we go. We're starting to break through this resistance line. 9, which comes after 8, which is a lucky number, I guess, for the Chinese. We're going to say this is lucky because it's 1 after. So it's 1 up on 8, which is always lucky, right? We got OII, and I'm just making it up, guys. Just moving sideways there. Noble Energy, get a little bit of selling pressure again. I wouldn't worry. Helix Energy Solutions pulling back a little bit. Maybe in a buying opportunity if it can pull back a little bit more. Bearish piercing, we could head a little bit lower and CGG. Why are you going lower? Petrofac coming down a little bit. McCoy Global, this has been stuck there for a little bit. Diamond Offshore, putting in the bullish engulfing, going to go higher. That one looks really good. If you're part of the website, I did tell everybody about Diamond Offshore there because I remember buying it there. And then the next day, you guys could have picked it up basically the same price I got it. That's a good job there if you guys did that. But that's what I've got for the oil and gas. Oil's looking really strong, guys. Would I buy oil at this particular time? In some of these energy service companies, yeah, I would. That's where I would be buying. Like the Diamond Offshore or some of these, offshore drilling companies, they're looking pretty good. Some of these, like 9 and KLXE, they look good too, guys. The problem I have, I'm an investor, and this is the problem that I have, and it's not really a problem. When I see opportunities, I grab them. I grab them, ball them up, and put them in the portfolio. And then if we still cycle back and forth, if we go down a little bit more, I buy more. The tough part for me is I look at this from an investment standpoint. Investors want to be in the things that have great value. And that's what I do. I just hold on to them. And then when things go up, I just wait. I don't necessarily buy more. I don't chase, depending on how much they go up. If they're just coming up and getting into strength and ready to break something, then I buy a whole bunch before the break, or during the break, I should say. But I just ride these things, and when they're down, that's when I pile in. That is the mindset that you have to eventually get to, is you pile in when things are down, and you calm down when things get extended. What does extended look like? Extended means you go 20, 30% up in a very short time period. And then you're like, okay, I'll calm down here. Now, if you're coming from a very deep bottom, you might be okay. But if you're extended where you've been running for a little bit, then that's where I get a little bit, cautious. I don't put in as much. I pull back on my investing into that company. So be brave when everyone else is saying that the sector is not going to go anywhere, that it's boring, that why would you be investing in precious metals right now, or why would you be investing in this sector? That's when you go brave. Be brave when it bottoms and it starts coming back up into strength. That's where you want to be brave. You don't want to be buying into weakness. Weakness is when you keep selling off, selling off, selling off, and you haven't broken a pattern. You're not on support. You got to hit the supports. You got to be in patterns. Buy into strength when that strength comes, and let the tailwinds carry you. If you guys like this analysis, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the website, the Platinum Membership website. Let me help you. Let me help you become a better investor. It's always best to be learning as much as you can. And even if you sign up for 6 months or something, you learn a whole bunch. Maybe you'll like what you learn and you're going to stick around just because the people in the group that's formed, we find really good companies, and that's the value too. There's value in many things. There's value in learning. There's value in reading technical analysis. There's value in the ratios. There's value in becoming more emotionally disciplined or disciplined emotionally, however you want to say that. There's huge value there. And then finding companies that other people are saying, hey, have you looked at this? I've got a lot of really good picks from people doing that, a lot. And I'm heavily invested in some. So finding things and sharing is part of the community that makes it better. And then listening to some of the guys that have been around the block for a little while, and knowing what to look at, when to look at, why things are good, why they're bad. Just keep asking questions, keep forging forward and learning. Once you stop learning, that's where you might get into trouble unless you know a whole bunch. But yeah, keep learning, and you know what? We'll catch you next time. This is Finding Value.